It's my first time live Midwest, Mississippian. You know, it's my first time going live. I just got 300 and some followers. To the people out there that, follow my channel and you've been seeing some of the clips that I put out. It's about the Midwest culture and bringing the people together of a particular culture. All around the planet, people have certain cultures, ethnicities. In certain nations, there's multi-ethnicities that live together. Even in the USA, America, multi-ethnicities live together. You see. So, I just want to shed light on our ethnicity and give credit for the greatness, good and bad actually, of our culture in America. And I'm a Midwestern Mississippian. The Mississippi River is one of the longest rivers in America. You also have the Missouri River, but the Mississippian culture, I'm proud to be a part of that. But, to be brief, this topic right here is ground-shattering information. A lot of people don't know about this. When African Americans entered Abraham Lincoln's White House, you may hear a tidbit of information or misinformation from the likes of mainstream professors, college professors, mainstream academics. You have to still do the research yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You can trust a professor, you can trust a teacher, you can trust a so-called scholar, but it's still up to you to do the research. Is what I'm, charging the people and advising you. So, there's a pseudo scholarship going around. They call it TikTok scholarship and YouTube scholarship, Google scholarship. It's a real thing, and it's still formidable to the point where we were able to change the world and get the world's attention, with our basic research. With our fundamental research on, these platforms, we are influential. But at the same time, whether it be in academia, mainstream, and secretive private science or public, you still need to do the research on your own. So like I said, this is my first actual live. I am Midwest Mississippian. I am of the Mississippian community, right? So welcome to my channel. And I'm going to share something with you guys today that you have never heard before. So as we can see right here, Rubenstein Center Scholarship, African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House from 1863 to 1865 by Edward G. Lingle. I'm going to drop it off on y'all right now. So the African Americans that actually entered the White House aren't who you think they are. And someone was able to cleverly use these words and reverse the course of history and even switch identities based off this choice of words, African Americans. So what I'm about to show y'all is life-changing. It's actual facts. It's truth. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's up to you to do the research. So I hope y'all are ready. I am about, okay, what is this right here? Oh, okay, interactions, that's locked. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all what I'm actually talking about, but read this. African Americans entered the White House. So I'm going to show some writings on this topic before I actually show you guys that's, the information that is life-changing. But let's do a little reading right quick. Okay, I did not know that was not minimized. I thought it was minimized already. I thought it was minimized, so I'm going to go and minimize it right quick. Oh, they making it difficult. I can't minimize it right now because the app I'm using it's making me look at an ad. So anyway, this right here talks about um in August 1862, Abraham Lincoln invites 5 prominent African American leaders from Washington, D.C. to the White House, making it the first time any president had invited black men with him at the executive mansion. If you can see that up top. But like I say, I can't minimize it right now, but I'm going to minimize it so you can read it with me. I just can't do it right now. I want to go through the video. So before I go through it, let's go right back. Before I show y'all what I'm about to show y'all, like I said, this is my first time going live on this channel. I just got the privileges to go live today. And I have another channel, but I want to focus on this channel because the other channel was shadow banned. It is censored. They're already censoring the channel when I put out information like this. So the African Americans are not who you think they are, is what I'm about to show y'all. So let me give y'all a glimpse. Look at it. Just look at this. So this is crazy. This is nuts. I don't know what's going on. I already minimized it, but it's still not minimized. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. This is nuts. This is nuts. Anyway, it says 9 African American women, full length, seated on steps of a building at Atlanta University. You see the African American women. Now, credit to, I think it's T.B. Adams. He has his own channel who actually released this. But when we look at these women, look at them. They're classified as African American women. But really take a good close look at these women. If we can really take a good close look at these women, you may have one in the middle who could be considered mestizo or black. And the other one are actually white women. White tea women, look. But they're or octaroons, exactly. But, you know, they're still classified as African American women. Now, let's go back to the whole basis of this video. Let's go back. Look. Let's look. Oh, there it is right there. Here it is right here. Bam. There it is right there. 9 African American women, full-length portrait, seated on steps of an Atlanta University building. As we can see, those are not black women though, but we consider black. Now, here it is right here. In August 1862, Abraham Lincoln invited a delegation of 5 prominent African American leaders from Washington, D.C. to the White House, marking the first time a sitting president had invited black men to meet with him at the executive mansion. However, this meeting was controversial as Lincoln used the opportunity to promote the idea of African American colonization outside of the United States. So Abraham Lincoln wanted to use the African Americans to colonize other countries, which was seen as condescending proposal by many black leaders at the time. Lincoln wanted to gauge support for a plan to encourage African Americans to voluntarily immigrate to another country for the sole purpose of exploiting that country. Now, one thing I want to make, the point I want to make is, look at this, 1862. 1862, so-called slavery was still in effect. the Civil War had not been won and they was not freed until 1865. So who are actually these black men and these African Americans? Ask yourself that question. Who are these people if they were supposed to be in bondage? They had to be some prestigious men because it says it right here. It says 5 prominent African American leaders. So that means they were free people. They're showing you that they were free, but they are showing you all of these videos and all of this history of these people being beat up. Let me give you an example. Look at this. You an example. Look at this. Here's an actual book by Jonathan White, the house that, built the Slavs, and even Henry Louis Gates Jr. co-signed this book. So this is the new modern imagery of what they showed the African Americans that Lincoln invited to the White House. Remember the prominent 5 black men he invited to the White House. This is obviously not him. So this is the overlay for the underlay, because they were prominent men that Abraham Lincoln wanted to use to colonize other countries. Y'all have to really pay attention to what I'm teaching right here. Now let's go back. Now, 1862, Abraham Lincoln invited a delegation of 5 prominent African American leaders from Washington, D.C. The image I just showed you here is them. They're rebooting, they're revisioning and reconstructing that history because they don't want you to know those people were actually free. Now, let me show you exactly who those African Americans were. So remember, African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House in 1863 to 1865. This is several times that he invited these people. Now let's look. Let's get a close look. Let's get a close look. Now, this is actually the African Americans that was invited to the White House. You can go and look it up yourself. You can go and look it up yourself. African Americans invited to the White House, and this image is going to pop up. Now, remember, I just showed you what an African American was back in those days. This is an African American right here. 9 African American women full length portrait seated on steps of a building at Atlanta University. Right? Look at the 9 Atlanta. These are African American women. Do you see that? Do you see what the African American women look like? These are African women. You can't defeat history. You can't defeat the truth. The truth will always reveal itself. You can call the African American what you want right now, but back then, these were African Americans. Now, let me show you the African Americans that came to Lincoln's White House. These are the African Americans at Lincoln White House. These are the African Americans. You can't get around this. These are the African Americans. Now look at all of the people in the background that Lincoln want to use to colonize outside of America. These are the actual African Americans. You can go and read it. I'll read it for you right now. As a matter of fact, I'll even read it. I'll even read it to you. Okay. Abraham, African American, enter the White House. This article is part of the Slavery in the President's Neighborhood Initiative. Grand reception at the White House, January 1862. This is the same year of the 5 prominent black African. Oh my God, y'all not getting it. Y'all not getting it. So what I'm showing y'all is back in the day, African Americans were white passing people with black hair. They may have black hair, dark hair. They wasn't blonde hair. That was an African American. That was an African American. Hair, dark hair. They wasn't blonde hair. That was an African American. That was an African American. This is an African American. 9 African American women. So yeah, hold up. Let's see. Here it is right here, the grand reception. You can see the whole article. This is the grand reception of the White House of the African Americans. Here's the other part to it. This is two separate pictures. This is actually the same picture. I chopped it in half because it was too large. This is the upper half. African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House. Then right here, this is the other half of it. Once you go and look it up online, this is what you're going to see. The top part, this is the bottom part, and this is the grand reception of the African Americans. When you pay close attention to the African Americans, you can see none of those people are dark skinned in this room. You can easily zoom in. You can easily zoom in. None of these people are dark skinned. They trick. Oh man, they got y'all. They got y'all. And I can't stay live long. I'm actually about to go live on my other channel. I just wanted to go live on this channel for the first time. For the people that, subscribe to this channel and allow me to go live for the first time, thank you. But I had to come out with a bang. I had to come out with life-changing information. Shout out to Z Breezy. Hold on, man. Y'all, I had to come out with a bang. For the people who are just coming in here, man, I'm going to repost this video. I'm going to repost it. How many minutes? Let me see. It's 16 minutes. It's actually 16 minutes. I'm going to repost this video so people will know exactly what it encompassed. But for the people that don't know, I'm showing you what African Americans look like during Lincoln's time. And this is from the Library of Congress right here. This article right here, this is from the Library of Congress. 9 African American full-length portraits seated on steps. So what I'm showing you is women that you're walking past today are African American and you don't even know it. You don't even know they're African American, and you're talking about some reparations. You have no idea what's going on in history because history was rewritten. History was repurposed. History was reconstructed. Do you understand me? History was repurposed. History was rewritten. So it's millions of people. It's millions of people who don't know that history was reconstructed intentionally. So if history is reconstructed, that means it is not truthful. It is so many people out here who blind to how the world used to be 100 years ago, 200 years ago. They just go with the narratives of the mainstream. There's nothing we can do for them. But we can try. We can try to inform them basic information like this. But how many of you people know that these are African American women? Right now today, everyone thinks an African American is a dark-skinned man or a dark-skinned woman with woolly hair. But these are clearly octaroon, so-called white tea women. These women right now are all classified as white tea or mixed. They would call them mixed race, or they would call them white tea women. If you walk past these women right now today, they'd be classified as white tea women. But they are classified as African American women. Yes, and they're working hard to rewrite and obliterate the history from the classroom. Exactly. They're doing great at that because of the history books. Remember, you can take the history books home with you when you were in school. The social studies books. All those books are gone, buddy. All those, you may have some households, who still have their houses, from their grandparents, and they may have their books still, but it's not too many households with the old school books. So all of that is rewritten history. I just so happen to have my college books. Oh yeah, Florida. I know this dude named Old World Florida who does videos on YouTube, and he goes over a lot of The hidden history in Florida. You gotta go to the library. Exactly. Exactly. That is correct, man. And a lot of people are stuck online, man, and they don't understand how critical it is to go reading and searching for this information. I've always been an information junkie, you know. So I just did this for the people. Unfortunately, I gotta get up out of here, and I wish a lot of people can come in here and see this before I end the live. I was really counting on that, but traffic is not like that right now on topics like this because people are so sleep and numb. People are so sleep and numb. They really generally just everything flies over their head right now. Everything flies over people's heads right now. They're so sleep and numb. So yeah. My other channel is Ola's PNFN. That's my other channel, OLASPNFN. And yeah. This is the best I can do for y'all, man, to show y'all how they swapped identities and reconstructed history. Look up the Reconstruction era and look at the Confiscation Acts of 1861 and 1862. Go and look up how they rewrote history in Alabama. How one woman was responsible for rewriting history of the antebellum South. Totally reconstructing history. Just making up a whole false fiction history. This is what really happened in America. And the fact that these women are considered African American today, back then, it speaks volumes because they could never be called African American today. They would never be accepted as African Americans today. These women right there, they fought as African Americans, people that were brought to Ellis Island, people that were brought over here from Africa as servants. This is over 100 years ago, people. These people were African Americans. But these women right now will never be considered African Americans, but they are the original African Americans. So they have successfully reversed and rewritten history. They were the original Slavic people. They were the original people that were fighting for their freedom. These women. These are the African Americans. Go and look at John Brown. John Brown, Harriet Tubman. These are these type of people. Harriet Tubman were freeing. Harriet Tubman was freeing these people. Y'all know nothing about John Brown. I'm telling you. Y'all don't know anything about John Brown. In Harper's Ferry. His family was put in bondage, John Brown's family. And they were all dark, they had dark hair, black hair passing for whites. They called them blacks, bleeding Kansas, exactly. They called them blacks that passed for whites. Basically, they were African American people that can pass for white. That's what John Brown represented. We are educated and graduated college. We know. I don't think they teach this. What I'm saying is, Halima, Mary Shakur, they don't teach you that the original African Americans look like this. They teach you, this is what they say, black, African American, and then you'll think it's somebody with nappy and woolly hair and dark skin. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, the first blacks and African Americans were pale-skinned people. Those were the only blacks in. Oh, you are the lineage of them. Okay, so you are the lineage of mulattoes. You are the lineage of African American women. I didn't know that. So I'm showing y'all the real history. Now I'm going to show you something else. Green eyes, light skin. Okay, you get it. I'm sorry. You know exactly what's going on. I'm sorry. I apologize. You know what's going on. So those were the real African Americans. Anybody with a one-drop rule. If you know what a one-drop rule, it don't matter how white you are. They call them musties or Mustang. Mulatto, black and white kid. Exactly. You're Fury Sweet Coffee. You're on to it. So these were the real victims. Now, they are treated well today. A lot of them are treated well today and given opportunities based on this. But back then, it was something called the one-drop rule. And it don't matter how white your skin was. It don't matter how pale or light your skin was. If you had one drop, you were a African American. Now it is not the same. It is not the same. These people are no longer accepted as Africans. They were the first Africans. Now you can't even call them an African anymore. We are the most desired in business and finance. Exactly. You're on page on what I'm talking about. But this is, that's the government rewriting their wrongs on how they treated them at first. But the issue I have is the so-called dark-skinned people had nothing to do with this. But they are the ones asking for reparations, and they're the ones running around calling themselves blacks. They're the ones calling themselves the N-word. They're the ones calling themselves African Americans, and they were not even involved in any of this. This is the Jedi mind trick that I'm trying to reveal to y'all, and let me give y'all more. So here's the Jedi mind trick right here. Books like this, and then they'll show you these beat up looking people because of a drawing or an illustration. And in your mind, you're thinking, oh, the African Americans were the dark skinned people. Now let's go here. African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House, 1863 to 1865. Let's do a little bit of reading right quick. In August 1862, pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Abraham Lincoln invited a delegation of 5 prominent African American leaders. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. The more subscriptions I get my privileges unlocked, and I will be allowed to bring guests up. Right now, I don't have enough followers to bring up guests, but hey, hopefully in the future I'll be able to. You are not helping people with this. Oh, yes, I am. I have another channel with thousands of subscribers, Fury Sweet Coffee. Nothing's going to stop this information. I'm very popular on TikTok. Maybe you're just not hearing about me today, but I am helping people, trust me. So in August 1862, Abraham Lincoln invited a delegation of 5 prominent African American leaders from Washington, D.C. to the White House. 5 prominent leaders, marking the first time a sitting president had invited black men to meet with him at the executive mansion. However, this meeting was controversial as Lincoln used the opportunity to promote the idea of African Americans colonization outside the United States, which was seen as condescending proposal by many black leaders at the time. So remember, black leaders and African Americans aren't who you think they are at this time. Our crime rates wouldn't be near what they are if he would have done that. I don't understand your comment. It does not pertain to this video. I sincerely doubt that you understand what I'm displaying. So first of all, in 1862, remember the Civil War started in 1861. You have 5 prominent African American leaders. In 1862, they're prominent leaders of what? What are they prominent leaders of if they are supposed to be in bondage? If African American and black men are supposed to be in bondage before the Emancipation Proclamation, what are they prominent in? That means they were free men. They were free men, right? They had to be, or the story doesn't add up because this is 1862. Now watch this. Remember what I showed you. African Americans look like these people, as we see. Now let's look at this. African American enters Abraham Lincoln's White House. Check it out. These are the African Americans that entered the White House. As we can clearly see what they look like. You don't see a dark-skinned person in this crowd. This is the grand reception at the White House in January 1862. This article is part of the Slavery in the President's Neighborhood Initiative, the grand reception at the White House. So these are the African Americans. Let me show you the same article. This is it. This is the top half of the article. It was too large, so I couldn't show it all at once. But this is when you first look at the article, this is the top of the page. African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House. Then you go to the next page. This is the next page. African Americans. So this is what African Americans looked like in 1862. Palish, light-skinned people with black hair, like John Brown and Baker's Ferry. The people Harriet Tubman were freeing. Harriet Tubman were freeing people that look like this. These are the people that were considered like Mameluke in Egypt, in Egyptian culture. The Mameluke, right? The people that had one drop of African blood. All of these people have African blood, like Italians. LOL, this dude is not reading the context at all. So what is this? What context is this, Mr. Smart Guy? What context is this? Break this down for me. Sean Solo, break this down. Okay, you're talking this artistic rendering and basing claim. So what is this right here? What is this? What I'm basing right here then? Break this down for me then. This dude with a question mark, Sean Solo, what is this? 9 African American women. This is from the Library of Congress. 9 African American women, full-length portraits seated on steps of a building at Atlanta University. Don't run. Don't run now. Now they're running. Instead of commenting. Comments now. Artistic rendering. Okay, so artistic rendering, right? Since you're so smart, here is an artistic rendering right here. And you're basing claims. You're going to take an artistic rendering like this and make a claim that all black people was put in bondage. That's what you teach. Y'all teach fake history. You say they look Fenty, they look mixed, Fenty Beauty. But you know, they kind of do, but they were considered African Americans. That's the point I'm making. Look how pale they are. Look at the ones at the bottom. Look at the ones at the bottom. They don't look too mixed. Those are light brights. Look at that one right here. You got the one at the top, second to the right. You got the one in the middle, the two in the middle, the one on the end. They all have... What I'm showing you is they all have black hair, right? Except for the one in the middle, the one with the 2 backs to the side. The ones that's standing, you know, back to back. They don't have, that one don't have black hair, right? That one don't have black hair. It's the source is, you can, Google Lens this. You can, yeah, she's an actual blonde, but the thing is, she's an African American. It says 9 African American women. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 African American. That means every last one of them are African Americans. That's the point. This source is for the Library of Congress. You can Google Lens this and search for it yourself. And they some mixed kids. Okay, there's some mixed kids. Furry, sweet coffee. That's the point that I want to prove. Now let's go back to the initial point that I wanted to prove. They're mixed kids because of the 1-drop rule. Do anybody know what the 1-drop rule was? Does anybody know what the 1-drop rule was during this time? Now, if we look at all of these people in here, they're all 1-droppers. These are all African Americans. They have black hair, the same as those women I just showed you of 100 years ago. All of these people are African Americans, and you walk around African Americans right now today calling themselves white. That is the point that I'm making. That is the point that I'm making. These are all African Americans. These are the people that was brought to Ellis Island off the boats. Do you understand me? Do I got to show y'all more? Are y'all ready for more? It says it right here. African Americans entered Abraham Lincoln's White House, 1863. Now, for those of you that are just running your yappers, you better believe I got more evidence. You better believe I got more evidence. So if you're ready for that, I'll show you more evidence. I'll do that right here in this video. But I really want to wake you people up to what they were doing with the 1-drop rule. Back then, they didn't care. They didn't care what you thought you were. They used the law against you to put you to work. So what I'm showing you is these light, bright people will treat it the same as any other African. That's the point that I'm proving. Even this blonde haired looking woman, she was considered an African. That's the point I'm proving. That is the point that I'm proving. Let's see how many minutes we got. Okay, what do you mean no S word? Okay, so let me show you this artistic rendering. So it's no S word. It's that simple, right? It's just that simple, huh? So that's what you think. You think it's that simple? Okay, if it's a no S word, how come these are the only people? What I'm trying to prove is these dark-skinned people have something called Black History Month, and they're treated as if they are the only people that were in bondage. That's the point I'm proving, duh. That's the point I'm proving. Y'all running around here acting like these are the actual people in bondage, but your ancestors are the ones who are put in bondage. These are the landowners they are called sharecroppers. These people right here are called sharecroppers. They are the landowners, and they were forced to give up their crops during war. That's what they went through, but they don't teach that history. They just try to tell you they were brought here from Africa, and that is false. Why do light skin represent blacks on the media today? Exactly, because they are the real blacks. The light skins and the mixed people, they are the real blacks. That's what it means. It means something tinted, something colored. Something tinted, something colored. Tainted, varnished, stained. They're calling them dirty when they call them these names. They're calling them dirty. They're tainted. So these are the landowners right here, the farmer class people, the southern people, the planters. Go and look up sharecroppers. Right now today, they are the heirs. They have something called heirs property. They have the most land. You are so off. Sharecropping came after the Civil War. Oh my God. It don't, no, it does. No, it does not. No, it does not. No, it does not. I can go in here and prove it. Something called homesteading. Homesteading was way before that. Homesteading was way before the Civil War. People were getting land all throughout this place. All types of people were getting land. I can prove that. Sharecroppers were formed. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's fake history. Okay, let me show you one more thing. Since you don't believe that's fake history, I'm going to go on and show you. I'm going to do you. I'm going to go and do you. I didn't want to do it. 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 So what you're looking at right here, this is people right here that were put in bondage and forced to work on the cotton mills. These are the cotton mills worker in M.C.I mills, a group of workers. Through the mill in the morning, young workers and a number of little dinner. A school teacher told me children learning to work. These people had to work in the mills as children, and they were not freed until 1911. They was actually, some of them weren't free to after that, even though it was called the Mann Act, 1911, when you couldn't bring them over state lines. You couldn't bring them over state lines. And I'm not going to say the word. It's called white tea slavery. Go and look it up. It's called the Mann Act and White Tea Slavery Act. These people were over here. Look at them. They have no shoes on. How am I spreading BS when all you got to do is look up is M.C.I mills? Let me type it in the chat for the people, because you can get off my channel, really. You in your feelings because your people were put in bondage. Go and look up Marita's Mills, y'all. Go and look up Marita's Mills. I did not mean to text you. Look up Marita's Mills. And you're going to see these people were working hard out here. They wasn't out here owning nobody. They wasn't owning nobody. It's all fake. How could they own somebody when they don't even got no shoes on? It's all fake. How could these people own anybody when they don't even own shoes? That's what I'm teaching you. They were over here working cotton mills down in Georgia, working hard, working in all types of on these mills. They got so many mills out here that, corn mill, cereal mill, flour mill, cotton mills. How could they be owning somebody when they can't even own shoes is the point I'm making. And this person in my chat is really getting on my nerves because they are in their feelings because people like this were put to work. And they want to prop up these stories as if they were some superior race out here, standing over people with whips when that's false. They were the ones getting put to work is what I'm teaching y'all. Now let's go back, because this person right here ain't going to debunk this picture right here in Marita's Mills, Georgia. They ain't going to debunk it. I don't see them commenting no more. Why you not commenting no more? Because now you're starting to find out, okay, it's actually like Youre. You don't even know how to spell. I am teaching. How do you know what am I teaching then, since I'm not teaching? What am I teaching? Tell me what I'm teaching. What I'm supposed to be teaching then. So you telling me that I'm informing you that these little children that don't got no shoes, they couldn't own nobody. They couldn't own nobody. They were poor just like anybody else working fields. And you up here telling me I can't teach? Why are you here? Why are you even here trying to hide these people's history? Their stories need to be told. Their stories need to be told. You think we ain't gonna tell the truth about these people who were putting to work at young ages like this? And y'all want to sit up here and talk about some dark-skinned black people was brought from Africa? It says it right here, look. African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House. African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House. Now check this out, y'all, look. 9 African American women, full-length portrait. Now y'all know who the African Americans are. Many of these people are passing for white, is what I'm saying. Elvis Presley passes for white. J. Edgar Hoover passes for whitey. So many of them passes, and they know that they have African DNA. That's what I'm telling you. They have African DNA. And that person that's typing in my chat, they know this. They talk about this. They talk about their great-great-grandmother, they're African, and they'll try to pass it off as Cherokee. They'll say, well, I'm part Cherokee. That'll be their excuse for having that little color birthmark on their bodies. Because they're not pure Aryans. They're not pure Anglicans. They're not the pure Anglo-Slavic stock. And this one-drop rule relegated them to the fields, to the cotton fields. Do you understand me, what I'm teaching y'all? Do y'all understand what I'm teaching you? By the way, y'all, this is my new channel. My other channel was Olaz, PNFN. And I'm trying to get this channel up so I can get guests up here. So please follow. Please like, please follow, share. It's so sad. I've been up for like an hour and I can't get many people over here. But yeah, this is where it's at, man. Now let's go in here for the bread and butter. Okay, remember, Abraham Lincoln invited those same African Americans to the White House. Check it out. Look at the African Americans, y'all. One drop rule. One drop rule. Anybody with dark hair, dark features like the Addams family were considered African. They are so sensitive about this, they went and rewrote history because they were ashamed to be called Africans. They were always the Africans in history 100, 200 years ago. They rewrote the history and they traded places with the dark-skinned farmer class people. They rewrote history and they changed classes with
places with the Aboriginal people. And to even make this even worse, they went and got some Asian people and made them into NAs. They put them on reservations and created this whole fake history, and told you the dark skinned people come from Africa when all along they come from Africa, y'all. They even tell you in your face with the Afrikaners. Look at the Dutch Afrikaners in South Africa. They're telling you to your face that they are the real Africans. They are the Africans. Yes, they went and got Asians. Yes, they're called Chinos. Look at Asian Chinos. And there's even pictures of the boats. They even have the Eurasian Mongoloid people on the boats on Ellis Islands. They brought him through Ellis Island. You probably got to get off my channel. You're probably a child. This is not even a laughing matter. You thinking I'm up here joking, being a condescending person, and you don't even know who I am. I'm up here exposing some real information that a lot of people already know about. That a lot of people know about the one drop rule. The fact that you're laughing about the one drop rule is serious business. It's serious business that you think it's a joke. To joke about the one drop rule, that means you can pass for white, but if they suspected you of having one drop, they put you to work for free. This is not nothing to joke about. I'm grown man laughing very loudly at your assertions. So you're laughing at these children? So you're laughing at those little children I just showed you? You're laughing at these women who were treated poorly because of the one drop rule? You're laughing at all of these one drop rule women during Jim Crow, the way they were mistreated? You laughing at them? You're laughing at the one drop rule? I'm finna end the live. I cannot believe these type of people even exist. I'm going to end the live. This is just sad, man. It's just sad. So they laugh at the one drop rule when people were systematically oppressed and, treated with, dealt with impunity in such cases where, they weren't even looked at as whole humans just because of one drop. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm not even focusing on the dark-skinned people and what they went through. I'm talking about what the light brights went through that had one drop. And he's in here laughing it because you're partial correct, but explaining it backwards. So what was the one drop rule then? What happened to the one drop rule people? What happened to them? Break it down for me. What happened to the one drop rule? So what happened to the one drop rule? What happened to the one drop rule people? See, what's so crazy is the crazy part about it is you really thinking I'm up here, just playing around and joking. But it's people like this that know about their African heritage and they were called out for it, trying to pass as pure Anglos. They are trying to pass as pure Anglos, but these are the African Americans. That's what I'm telling y'all. Do you understand me what what the one drop is now? These people couldn't get away with it back then. But they don't want you to know they were working on the fields too. They were put to work too. And they want to rewrite history as if dark-skinned people were the only ones mistreated when they were treated even worse. They were treated even worse. They had to work on the inside. They had something called the inside and the field. They called them the field inward and the inside inward. But guess what? The inside was worked at. They work in the cotton mills. Go and look it up. I'm about to show y'all. So they had to work in the mills. It says it right here. Group of workers at M.C.I's mills. They had to work in the mills. These are the inside people. They had to work on the inside because they couldn't stand the sunlight like that. They had to work indoors, but their work was much harsher. If I was to show y'all what these people endured, I know these people personally. I live around the older ones and the children. I stay in this area. I stay right down the street from M.C.I's mills. It was over 50 years doing. You're not proving nothing by saying that. You actually proving my point. Even after the Civil War, they were still working. So what are you talking about? You're here for no reason. You're embarrassing yourself. I'm proving to you that these people were not free yet. They didn't get free to 1911, and they still had to work. And they had to pass child labor laws after that. Go and look at the Child Labor Laws Act. Go and look at the White Tea Slavery Act. Go and look at the Mann Act. They didn't get rights until after the Civil War. You're not proving nothing, and you think you're smart. People like you are the worst. You think you're up here proving something, but it's backfiring. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? The Civil War, the people who was emancipated, they were emancipated 30, 40 years before these people. They were still getting mistreated. They were still getting mistreated. And you up here typing like you just making a world of difference, but you're not. You're up here looking slow. It's like, prove me I'm wrong. You just proved my point. It's 1913 and they're still having to work barefoot with no shoes on, little children. So you're going to go out here to the average European person and tell them, oh, you owe me reparations. How do they owe you reparations when they were working too? Is the point that I'm making. These are a lot of grandparents. A lot of y'all grandparents are in this picture. How do they owe somebody reparations when they were working too? Is the point I'm making. And you got this person in here typing in my chat like they're proving something when they ain't proving nothing but wasting our time. And it is too many of these people because they want to live an image out. They want to show you that they are so, grand and superior when it's false. It's false. Their grandparents worked. They live in holes in the ground. They live in caves. They live impoverished. They live in wooden shacks. They live with no electricity. What am I proving? Don't worry about it. It's my video. Who are you to even question me? Why are you here? I'm showing you that a certain group of people were mistreated and their history needs to be told. They are only children in this picture. Yeah, that's right. And they were workers. They were children group of workers in M.C.I's mills. They were forced laborers in 1913. So they couldn't owe you no reparations. That's what I'm proving to you. Majority of the people you running around talking about, they had done something to your ancestors. They didn't do nothing to your ancestors because they was the ones getting put to work. That's what I'm showing you. Yeah, you're allowed to ask questions, but you're not making any sense because you're trying to prove me wrong. And I'm making you look, obviously, it's backfiring on you because you don't even know my intention. You up here thinking that I'm joking, but I'm showing you that light-skinned people were treated far worse than dark-skinned people. That's what I don't have to answer to you. Why would I answer to you? You're nobody. I'm not answering it to you. This is my program. I'm showing you who the African Americans was. Yes, you're light skinned, but you're not these people. You're not related to them. You don't have their best interest. I live with these people. I live around them. I grew up with them. So you don't give a care about them. I'm around them, and the way they live, you wouldn't want to live. You wouldn't want to live the way they live. Trust me. I got witnesses to show you these same people are begging on corners right now, and you don't get taught that on your news channel. Your news channel ain't showing you these people on the corner begging every day. They can barely pay their rent. That's what I'm teaching you. They're people begging like us. Not like us, but they are struggling like some of us had to struggle once. They're, everyday people, but they'll have it on TV like life is so dandy for people with, white skin or whatever. No, life is not. Some people actually struggle and they don't owe you nothing. That's what I'm up here teaching. Yeah, I'll give you a moderator. I don't know how to do it. How to do the moderator. Moderator, how do you do it? Okay, I know how to do it. I don't think I can do the moderator thing yet because I don't have enough viewers. I don't have enough viewers on this channel. And I wish I would have did this on my other channel. But I'm telling y'all the truth. They tricked y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of this right quick. I'm going to get off of this image and go back to this one. I'm going to get off of this. Let's go back to the original African American women. So I'm going to end this video, man. I don't care what your skin color was or is. If you learned something for this video, and I hope I woke you up to the one drop rule on how lighter hue people were terribly mistreated if they had kinky hair, a brown spot on their skin. And if you wondering why you got fluffy hair or curly hair, you just might have African DNA, and you don't have to be ashamed of it. You don't have to be ashamed of it because your family went through it. Your families went through it. Life wasn't fine and dandy for nobody. Go and look at something called the Great Depression. The Great Depression was actually worse for y'all people than it was for the darker skinned people. The darker skinned people actually were freed before you. You have been the victims of this overtaxation and this inflation and, this Hollywood reenactment of life is so peaches and cream if your skin is lighter. No, it's not. It's a facade. It's false. Y'all have been to the brunt of all of the hard work and labor. You understand me? And now they're giving y'all this satisfaction of being superior and dominant to keep y'all from wanting reparations. Because the reparation actually goes to y'all because y'all are the actual Slavs who were brought here from Ellis Island. Y'all are the actual people that were brought here on the boats. And they don't want to tell y'all that. Because they want to fluff y'all up because they owe y'all a trip back home. They owe y'all Europe. Majority of y'all is owed Europe. They tricked y'all out of y'all houses in the Mediterranean and put y'all to work in the foreign land. That's what Britain do. Britain takes native people and displaces them and charges them and works them. That's what Britain do. That's what Britain did to your people, and they rewrote history and made it seem like it was these people. Let me show you. They make little fake books, Henry Louis Gates Jr., and show some pictures of some brown people crying. Now all of y'all think these are the people from Africa. That is fake history. Abraham Lincoln, all that is fake. These were the landowners, the brown people. They are the Aborigines. They created a fake history, and they're hiding y'all history of being the real workers. I'm sorry to break the news to y'all. Here it is right here. Abraham Lincoln, he's inviting the African Americans to the White House. Look, he's inviting them to the White House. Anybody with one drop rule was considered a African American. In fact, y'all are the original African Americans because they called them Moors or the N-words, the dark ones. They called them the N-words or the Moors. They called y'all Africans. Yeah, I'm sorry to break the news. I got to get out of here. I know I touched some nerves of some people who ain't ready for this information. And I told y'all before I started the video that it was going to be life-changing information. This is my first live video. I'm thankful for everybody that came out and supported. You know, thank y'all so much. Let me see. I got 500 viewers. He said, and teach it in school, then make movies. Exactly, man. And made millions off of it, off fake movies. Exactly, and fake movies. And these are the real African Americans with one drop rule. One drop rule in Hollywood. Charlie Chaplin, Hollywood, all throughout the 1920s is when they started rewriting history on TV. They never did none of that stuff they said they did. The only thing they did was burn the towns down. That's how they keep the spell going. Exactly, Hollywood. So they burnt the towns down, like the Great Fire of Chicago, the Great Fire of San Francisco, the Great Fire here, the riot here. You know, they rioted in all of the towns. Yeah, they did all of that. But these were the people all throughout the 1800s. These are the people. They took our history, then gave us theirs. Come on. Who is this guy right here? Come on, man. Come on with it. And but this is the deal. A lot of them know it, that they have African ancestry. They know it, but they're just going on with it. Not because they're getting rewarded. It's just they're magically ashamed that they can tan or they have curly hair. You understand what I'm saying? They're actually ashamed. If you come to the South, if you live in the South of Georgia and Alabama, you can look at a lot of the so-called rednecks. You can look at, that's why they call them rednecks, by the way. You can look at a lot of them and tell there's some underlying intent, some type of tan in them. They're not like the up north ones that get really pale. And they all know about it. A lot of them know it. A lot of them know that they're African Americans. A lot of them know they're African Americans, and they were brought here from Ellis Island. They know it. Man, I've met so many of these people that have accounts of their people getting brought from Ellis Island, y'all. It's 2 islands. I can't think of the other island right now. It's Ellis Island. And it's another island that they brought the immigrants in from. I can't think of it right now. I think it's Angel Island. It's Angel Island and Ellis Island. They don't teach all about this. Right, Angel Island. See, he know it. You know history. I don't know who you is, but you probably up there in age. You're probably 30 or 40 years old. You were probably older, but a lot of people don't know about this, and they just go on every day talking about some black slave, black history and African American history, and they don't even know the black and the African Americans are the one drop rude people with black hair. Abraham Lincoln and the gang. The mulattoes. Those are the Africans, y'all. Those are the Africans who got their freedom from the Barbary countries in North Africa. They got their freedom from over there. They didn't want to go back to Europe because they had a plague going on. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I can't show y'all all the truth on this video, but they had a great plague going on over there, and they couldn't go to England. They couldn't go to England, so instead of and the plague probably wasn't real. They just did it to scare them over here. They didn't want to go because of the plague, so they tricked them over here back into bondage. They had to do 200 years of service over here. The Red Deer Natives Know Nothing Party come on through Angel Island. Exactly. Come on, man. Y'all doing y'all research. And they even got pictures of them coming over on the boats too. The so-called Eurasian natives. The big head, big nose ones with the straight hair. They got them all, man. They got them and tricked them over here. And I want to let my people know. Notice how we actually get left out of a lot of things. Remember the Great Depression? They didn't want us putting our money in the banks. They always tell us to stay away. Don't come here. Don't come there. The only time we suffer is when we come putting our nose in the places that don't belong, because they always had a plan for these people to tax them, inflate them, trick them with all of the sports and the TV and all of the, the ooh and the all. And, they robbing them blind. And they put us in our own neighborhoods and our communities, and we wants to mix around and play around, and that's when we get hurt, when we get the mixing and mingling. But when we stay to ourselves, the government do these folks how they been wanting to do them. Harriet Tubman is the first one to go running around trying to save them. Because the Creole and the French had them first. It was first the Creole. It was first the French who had them. Who had them by the boatload during the Barbary trade and the Morocco peace treaty. Once the Morocco peace treaty was signed, that's when they freed them from out of there. They freed them from the Moroccans. They freed them from the French. And that's when they started coming over here to get new jobs in the Industrial Revolution. And this happened in 1820s all the way up to the 1880s. They were coming in here by the millions, 10, 15, 20 million of them. I even got the archives on it. When they was coming over here, 10, 20 million of them. I got the archives. I can show y'all the boat pictures. They have pictures, y'all. Harriet Tubman had a nice house. Yep, and she was a good old agent. She was a good old agent. Good old Freemason agent. She did good freeing John Brown and the gang and everybody else with one drop rule. Because let me tell y'all what one drop rule actually was. One drop rule was provincial punishment. It's called the provincial. This is the era of religion. And let me make sure I'm saying the word right. I think it's providential. Let me make sure I want to say it right. Because it's the religious era. I'm going to say this word right. I can't misteach this right here. No, it's the provincial, like province. The provincial era is the religious era on the colonization, and it forbade mixing. Mixing was against the law. They did not want them mixing with the natives. So when these people come out with dark hair, they knew that they were mixing with the natives. So they called them the one drop rule. They called it the one drop rule. Anybody, now people right here don't even know what I'm showing. They don't even know what I'm showing right here. This is Abraham Lincoln inviting the African Americans to the White House. Let me show y'all. Look. This is it right here. African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House. That's what this is. Abraham Lincoln enter Abraham Lincoln's White House. So they want their freedom because they're tired of getting punished for messing around with the indigenous people. Now look at it right here. Non-African American women. Look at the African American women, y'all. So these are all one drop rules and octaroon people who were punished because of it was either they was in a brothel. They had the New York brothels in New York where the women were called women. Y'all know what a call woman is. A brothel. They either was from the brothels or they had those mixes where they were mixing around when it was illegal. It was illegal to mix. And they knew if you were mixed, if your hair came out dark and you had a tint in your skin. So these are the first Africans. Now, you wanted to be a citizen in what, 1876? You wanted equal rights. You wanted to be a part of what they had, and they gave it to you. You wanted it so bad, they gave it to you. Now you're an African American. Now you a color. That's correct. And they've been experimenting with it with the codes, with the color codes in Carolina. They was experimenting with it. And if you didn't know your nationality in Carolina, you were put to work. You had to know your nationality. You couldn't be no N-word. You couldn't be no color. You had to know your nationality or they put you to work in Carolina. Look up the black codes in Carolina. They had already been experimenting over there. Now, you want to put your nose in these people's business? That's how you became everything but an indigenous American. That's how you lost your indigenous American rights. That's what I'm up here teaching y'all. And y'all see them people that was commenting, they ain't even commenting no more because they thought that they knew what I was teaching. I'm teaching y'all the real African Americans are the one drop rule people that can pass for whites. You walk past them every day. Every day you walk past them when you work with them, all of them got African DNA. All of them do. All of them do. You don't have no pure Britain Anglo-Saxon because those are the people of aristocracy. All of them ones who didn't mix, they all, they live separate from everybody. Yeah, I had to break it out on y'all, especially Abraham Lincoln. I had to bring that one out on y'all. Look at this one right here one more time before I get out of here. Now let me show you right here. Now this really gonna get you G active. Check this out. And watch this. In August 1862, Abraham Lincoln invited a delegation of 5 prominent African American leaders from Washington, D.C. to the White House. Now, we know back then the African Americans was who? The one-drop rule people. These was the free people, the ones that were free. This was the ones that was free with the one-drop rule. It says 5 prominent African American leaders. So I thought that, all of the dark-skinned people was put in bondage. What are they doing being prominent? And it says right here, he had the first time a sitting president had invited black men to meet with him at the executive mansion. However, this meeting was controversial as Lincoln used the opportunity to promote the idea of African American colonization outside the United States. Now check this out. Check this out. Bam. African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House. African Americans enter Abraham Lincoln's White House. Go and look it up, y'all. All you got to do is type that right here. Rubenstein Center Scholarship. Go and type it and look at this. Look at this, y'all. There go your African Americans. This is the picture that pops up when you go and see the African Americans. It says the grand reception at the White House. First of all, I just started this channel, y'all. I just got the privileges to go live, so I can't invite people on the panel. I can't even make y'all moderators because I don't have enough followers. So if y'all can follow the live and share the live and get this channel popping, we gonna get it popping over here because my other channel is pretty much shadow banned already. I got almost 2,000 subscribers on my other channel, PNF, Olize PNF, and it's already shadow banned. It's already shadow banned. But if you can see, all these people got dark to black hair, and they all got one drop rule. These are your African Americans. These are the African Americans that he invited to the White House. You don't see not one dark-skinned people in the crowd. Nowhere do you. You don't see one dark-skinned people. And I want to challenge y'all. Go and look up African Americans invited to Abraham Lincoln's White House. And you go read this and you going to see that I'm not telling you no fib. Right? The 5 prominent African Americans are right here. That man right there with the woman. Right? The other one right here with the other woman. That too. Abraham Lincoln. And there's 2 more men in front of him. Right? And there's one sitting down. Those are the 5 prominent African Americans that he's trying to convince to go and start the Afrikaners colony in South Africa. I got the research. So when we go and talk about the Afrikaners that's in South Africa right now, these are those people. These are those people. You said list their names? Maybe you know who they are, Chris. Maybe you know who their names is. So you want me to list their names? Now he want me to list my name. I done went through this whole video of showing you information never heard before, and you still gonna doubt me. See, that's what they do. When they can't get you one way, they gonna, well tell me their names then, since I'm an African American. Since I's got the one drop rule, tell me the names. See, they won't make it difficult for you instead of understanding that the history wasn't told correctly. And, y'all are, put on a pedestal so they can, they can fatten you up, before they, bring you home to harvest. Before they graze you. They fatten you up. They tricked you, man. They fattening you up and they grazing you like they did at the Great Depression. They're going to get you again. They're going to round y'all up again. And y'all fall for it every time. We are immune because we ain't even supposed to be around you. We were never meant to be citizens in the first place. Yeah, they have to continue to ask irrelevant questions to throw you off. Yes, and Frederick Douglass, Got nothing to do with the price of tea and China. And yeah, Frederick Douglass, I think he came at a later time. Or maybe he was, or maybe Frederick Douglass was a mulatto. I think he's a mulatto too. If I'm not mistaken, Frederick Douglass is a mulatto, ain't he? If anybody know, Frederick Douglass is a one-dropper. He has a European parent, if I'm not mistaken. He's a one-dropper. He's a one-dropper. And and you know, since you brought up Frederick Douglass, it's mighty funny that he ain't nowhere to be found in this portrait. If he's supposed to be here, show me this so-called Frederick Douglass in here. That's probably Frederick Douglass right there, the one with the black hair, because you know they always show him with that frizzy hair. They always show Frederick Douglass with the frizzy hair. That's probably him right here with the black suit on. That's Frederick Douglass right there, I bet. Because they know what I'm talking about. Y'all know who the Addams family is, the ones with the dark hair. The pale people with the dark hair, they're showing you who they are. They show you through Hollywood. Look at the Addams family, right? Go and look at the Addams family, the little show with Herman Munster. Right, okay, right, that's correct. His mom was the white and his dad was the Melungeon. One of them, I forgot. I forgot what it was, but it's something like that. It's something like that. And they're fighting for their freedom, and they doing a good job at it. Now, the thing about it is, you know, the good thing about it is they're classified as African Americans to, you know, they were classified as African Americans to actually protect the indigenous Americans. Because you knew if they were mixed with Cherokee, if they were mixed with Choctaw, if they were mixed with, you know, anything indigenous Chickamauga, they were going to take your rights because they're mixed. They would feel, you know, entitled to your rights. So they made them into Africans because they are Africans, by the way. We know they are Africans through Ellis Islands. We know they came here on the boats. So they made sure to keep their status, a foreign status, and they gave it to you. That's all I'm telling y'all. They gave you their foreign status. You never had no business getting mixed up in this, but Harriet Tubman thought she was freeing somebody. And just like Martin Luther King thought that he was freeing somebody, they actually brought y'all into a burning house. Now tell me I'm lying. They thought they was gaining something, but they lost everything. This is what your leaders done for you, because they thought they was actually outsmarting somebody, and they thought they was doing God's work. But they wasn't doing God's work. Because they messed up everything for everybody. And they put y'all in the same boat as these people that are not from here. You understand me? So yeah, that's about it. We have an hour. I went over the limit. And I didn't mean to go over the limit. And for those of y'all who know y'all got African DNA, it's rednecks, Southern Melungeon people. You know. Yeah, I appreciate you, G Active. Thank you for being active up in the chat. I'm about to end the video and go live on my other channel and talk about the same thing. Thank y'all so much. And share my live. Subscribe to my channel. Right, same boat, and now got you not wanting to be American. Come on now. Exactly. Now, they don't even want to be American no more. That's how wild it is. Wow. Appreciate y'all. I'm out.